Walk Score Wednesday. Yes, this is the weekly series where we go through two parts of a particular neighborhood or community in the wonderful city of Chicago. Part one is we talk about lifestyle of the neighborhood or community, and part two is, of course, my bread and butter, housing. Today's neighborhood is Bucktown. And oh, by the way, I am Anant Dioris, AD, an EXP local Chicago realtor doing urbanism, which I will share right now. Boom. Through my urbanism, Chicago urbanism with AD channel, I talk about urbanism developments, housing, transit, walking, and of course, missing middle housing. So, of course, today's weekly subject is the walk score. So we're going to talk specifically about walking and how there's a relationship of walking to the lifestyle, to housing. It's all interrelated, right? Not necessarily a correlation, right? A very high degree of correlation. So, Bucktown, we're going to go through, I've created a map. So I'm going to come up here on the right here, the Bucktown map. I'm going to do a screen share and kind of show you a couple of the lifestyle options there in the wonderful community of Bucktown. Just so you know, it is part of the Logan Square community area, and it is a sister neighborhood to Wicker Park, which I, by the way, happen to live in for 16 wonderful years. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and show you. There we go. So what I have here, you're going to see some stuff, folks, that is minimized. We'll get to that. But first, I want to focus in on parks, right? Parks are a huge part. And contrary to popular belief, you can really enjoy the park for, I would say, 75% realistically of the year. Now, of course, if you happen to be moving, this is a relocation YouTube channel, right? I'm helping buyers and sellers that are in the area considering selling their place and moving into Chicago. That means they could be in another neighborhood, or you happen to be, let's say, in California, for example, and you're relocating here. It may be inverse for you, but for the majority of the population, right, you can enjoy. We've got three, and if you notice here, I've got little cute icons, dogs, because yes, these three parks that are part of the Chicago Park District are all part of Bucktown. So first we have here Walsh Park, dog friendly. Here's some information. If you want additional information, I can go through about probably 50 different links, but there's chicagoparkdistrict.com. But this is awesome. You can take your doggo there. Of course, make sure you take care of your doggo's, stuff. But each one of these parks, you'll see Holstein also is dog friendly, and the address, and of course, Churchill Field. So within here, if you can notice here, I have the soft boundaries. You're going to want to have to determine, do you want to live in the western part of, let me make sure you can see me there. I'm going to bring myself, oh, whoops. Let's reverse that. Bingo. Okay, now you can probably see it a little bit better. Do you want to live in the western part of Bucktown or, in the southern, etc.? That's kind of determine where you would like to live. So that's the parks. Pretty self-explanatory. They've got year-round events. It's actually, if you happen to be a single professional, you just looking to make friends, I highly recommend, and you have a dog, go to the park. Most of us Chicagoans are very friendly, right? As long as you have the right intentions. But if you're a little too shy for that, you can join rec leagues, and they use these fields for softball, and softball and probably kickball would be the two. So easy. You can do a quick Google search on that. So that's what it's awesome to have these fields and these parks available in neighborhoods. So that is parks. Now what I want to click on and go to transit, I'm going to knock out the parks here. It looks like I have to click on that. Oh, okay, because it's connected. So the transit, by this icon, this brown icon here, you have Clybourne, right? And this orange, I have Western. So Western is the blue line. That is the CTA. That's a local train line. This is what you're going to want to take. Now, of course, there's also Damon and Division lines. Those are most associated with Wicker Park, again, the sister neighborhood. For Bucktown and getting around, you're going to want this blue line. So if this is what you need, I would strongly recommend that you live around this area. I'll kind of do a zoom in, and let's kind of move around here. Living right in this area, you've got everything you really need. Lottie's is a great place. Lottie's actually is the Chicago PD. I know they shoot the Chicago NBC series. They actually shoot this at this bar, Lottie's, just a side note. Shoot some scenes there. So this is where you'd be on the western portion if you need the blue line. Now, Clybourne, this is the Metra line, which is your more of your commuter line, okay? So Clybourne is where you would need, if let's say you need to go into the city, people would take the Clybourne. So then you'd want to live on the eastern portion of Bucktown. So this really kind of depends on where you're going for work, what you need. It's really, I would say on a nice day, 20 to 25 minutes, roughly. This is about 8 blocks, 1600 to 2400 west. I would say it would take you about 20 to 25 minutes to walk it, really. So, of course, the weather is decent. So that's what you have to decide. So those are the transits. I'll knock those out. Grocery options. 7 minutes. Grocery items here. Aldi's, what a lot of people know, very cost-efficient place. Probably one of the most, from an economical standpoint, I know right now how the economy is going. This is probably one of your best or better bets. We've got an Aldi's here, which is basically shared between Wicker Park and Bucktown. Wicker Park is right over here, this cursor. But it's great news. You got your Aldi's over here, again, kind of on the west and southwest location of Bucktown. Mariano's and Jewel, if you want to have the hierarchy, right, of grocery stores, that's in the secondary. I would probably say C level if you're going C tier. There's really no, I wouldn't think S tier. But, B or C, B minus, you have Mariano's and you have Jewel. Jewel is, like a HEB, Albertson. It was part of the Albertson group. There is in Wicker Park, south of here, there is a Jewel if you really want to go there. But Mariano's would be your next bet, and that is on the eastern side. So if you can see right over here, you have the Mariano's on the eastern portion. And then this Argo, I don't really know too much about this spot, but if you were planning on living on that western edge of Bucktown, folks, then you can look into this. Here's the website here, Argoa Market. They may have some fresh produce. So that's good. So you've got your 3 options for grocery. And then finally, maybe last but not least, entertainment, right? So what I chose to do, okay, my entertaining days are over, but if you still like the nightlife, right, there's a good array. I mentioned Lottie's pub. There are chill bars. You want to watch sports. There are lounges. So, for example, this Gallery Cabaret, I think they have like, not spoken word, but like karaoke and improv there. And it's just a watering hole, chill. There's so many really chill watering holes within the neighborhoods that you could spend weeks and months and years exploring. So Gallery Cabaret is one. I mentioned Floyd's. They've got TVs, good pub grub, very, very chill, located very close by here. And finally, this Charleston, very interesting. They have a DJ. And so, after we're done here, I'll kind of give you a feeling using Google Earth and the Google Maps to how it would be, because you understand this, these bars are open till like 2 a.m. They maybe have music going. Obviously, they have to be respectful of their neighbors, but it could get a little loud for you, depending. If you're currently living in a location where you can hear a pin drop, the city may not be for you because there's always going to be noise, but it's all relative. So, but I'll give you an idea how that looks. It's interesting. You've got a school close by, you've got housing, and then you've got the bar. So this is in a nutshell, right? I could go on for hours, but that kind of gives you the feel going through parks, going through the transit, grocery. If you want this map, what I'll probably do is once I post this video, full video, I'll have a pinned comment and I can share a link for you to check it out. And of course, reach out to me if you have any questions. So this is the lifestyle, what to expect living in Bucktown. The other side of the coin, of course, is housing. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop. Hello, folks. Going to stop right now. And before I do, right, I want to make sure that you guys see the walk score, right? Because it is walk score Wednesdays. Fantastic scores. I'm a little surprised on the 73. But 93, you can't go wrong. And the 94, there's a lot of protected bike lanes, something I will talk in subsequent videos. But for the here and now and the topic at hand, walk score is amazing. I'm surprised 10th. That's not higher, but it kind of give you a feel. Now, where I got this is from Redfin. I strongly recommend whatever neighborhood you decide on, go to Redfin. They have a proprietary algorithm where they have these millions of data points all throughout the US, and they have these 3 scores: the walk, the transit, and bike. So I base a lot of my content on these 3 scores when I'm going through the neighborhood specific videos. So 93 is the walk score. And so the other side of this coin is housing. So good in the kind of bad news. So pricing isn't necessarily cheap. I want to play going to play a quick video for you. Okay. Let's do this. I'm going to share my screen one more time. Share that. Okay. This is September. Every month in about 12 to 14 neighborhoods, I do the market update, right? Kind of give you a feel. It's a snapshot of the previous 30 days of data, talking about sales pricing, month supply, new listing information, how long it takes to go under contract. And this right here, hopefully just
Bucktown condo market is on fire right now. 3-bedroom, 2-bath condos hit a median sales price of $825K in September 2025, edging higher than last year. But the real story, inventory is vanishing. Month supply dropped to just 1 compared to 2 months a year ago. New listings fell to only 55, and sellers are getting 100% of our asking price, with properties going under contract in just 7 days. I'm AD, your Chicago realtor, here to help you with condos, townhomes, and 2 to 4 flats across the city. If another missing middle housing type interests you, just ask. I'll pull the numbers.
So that was just a quick video that I do. Well, that was a full screen. Let's go back to here. That I do every month. So as you notice right there, 825K in Bucktown. But what if we took, not to discourage you, right? If you're thinking about purchasing, right? I help buyers and sellers, investors with real estate throughout Chicago. If you were thinking about that purchase, what if we take the city of Chicago median pricing, which I'm going to add this to this stage, which they call the stage. Oh, I have to remove this. Let's remove that. Okay. There we go. Learning technology. So you can see right here, this is the for 3-bedroom, 2-bath resale condos in the city of Chicago, 495,000. So what if we took this overall city and see what we can get for 495,000, right? So what I'm going to do is, and if you ever need any type of data for cities, you're curious, of course, reach out to me. I'll have some contact information in a little bit. I want to go through this housing stuff. I'll have a great way for you to get a hold of me. You can schedule a consultation with me if you'd like. Or if you just want to reach out to me through email and phone, that's fine too. But let us go ahead and I'm going to share. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's share one more time. So what I was able to pull is 3, and yes, only 3 under 495,000. Of course, the 495 for the city, that was for 3 bedrooms. So you have a very, very high demand. Bucktown is one of the top neighborhoods in the city of Chicago. Obviously, right, with that demand, prices escalate. So 390, which again, relatively affordable. But just to be clear, this one is a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. Let's check out some of these photos, some really gorgeous photos. Very nice updates, staged well. This property, I believe, went under contract in about 16 days. It was $399 listed and sold for $390. This also had it was a 2-bedroom, and they said there was a den, but you really need to only 1 bath. So we got to look at the fine print. So 1 bath isn't necessarily, there's a lot of people that buy 1 bathrooms. I have a lot of clients, past clients, current clients that are looking for 1 bath. Pretty decent size, as you can see here. But, the devil's in the details. If you look at here, 8x8 is more like a den. So it's almost like a bedroom and a den. They do have 11x8, so that's good. Probably would have made sense when they made this condo to maybe reconfigure it into a 2-bedroom, an actual 2-bedroom, instead of having a den component, but it is what it is. But that is a little bit on the tiny side. You really need, I would say, even the primary bedroom here, you need 15x10, 15x12 to have a good size. But if you go back to these photos, let's go through some of these photos. Let's go to the bedroom. This is probably what they're treating kind of with these French doors. They're treating that as the den. So, or actually right here. So this is that den area. They turned that into an office. There's a reason why the bedroom isn't always at the end. It's not the biggest highlight. So it's a little crammed in here. So this looks to be the primary bedroom. It's a little crammed, but if you try to see here, so that's kind of tiny. Only 1 end table here, just so you know. Just make sure you look at the description of each listing. So that's 1. Now, if you go to the second one for 65, a little bit higher, went under contract 17 days, 465. This is kind of those kind of in Bucktown, O'Baker Park, the kind of loft style. It's very, very popular. I happen to live in a loft. I loved it. So with the exposed brick, so those usually go super, super fast. Very, very nice high end. And if you need these properties, again, feel free to reach out. I can send them over to you. But what I really wanted to show you is this third one here on Hamilton, listed for $435, and it closed for $485. Can you believe it? 7 days. That's just insane. again, 2 bedrooms. It's very, very difficult under 500 to get a 3-bedroom. You're really talking, I know the median it said was 825, but you're really looking in the 600s and 700s to get a solid. And these are townhomes. We're not going through condos. We're not going through townhomes or 2 to 4 flats, which again, I can send you information on that. A little bit bigger property, 1,300. And the bedrooms are much better. 14 by 13 is great, 12 by 7, and you get a deck. The great thing, there's a lofted space here. So it's not really a den. It's just in the second level. It is this particular property. Let's get to, right here. So you can see around this photo right here, they have a little lofted area here. So that's that additional space. So, you can, it's possible. It's just going to, let me come back over here. Hello. It's just going to be a challenge to be able to find that property in that 4. And that's not, I believe right now, the national, which, there is a national pricing. It's somewhere in the 400s, but of course, we don't know how many bedrooms and bath that is. Everything is very, very local. So take that information with a grain of salt. That's why instead of using the national pricing average, I wanted to compare Bucktown neighborhood to the city, Chicago city. So there is a little bit of a delta there, right? 825 versus, 595, but don't be discouraged. And if that's something that you have on your mind, yourself or your partner, you want to have a discussion, I do want to share, if you see right there, right over there, that is a QR code that will take you to my real estate consultation page, which is a Google scheduler. So it's up to an hour. And again, you could be a year away or 2 years away. Let's have a conversation, right? I love to do this content rich and value added content through, to help people with relocation. I also do urbanism. As I mentioned, I'll put my logo back up on the screen, but you click here. Let's have that conversation. In order for me to do this content, to be truly honest with you folks, right? To be able to pay those bills, I need to be able to help as many buyers, sellers, investors that I can. I'm going to keep, regardless, doing this content. But click right here. That will take you, schedule some time, and let's chat. So this has been Bucktown, the Walk Score Wednesday, Bucktown Lifestyle and Housing. Every week I'll do another neighborhood. You have to wait and see what the next neighborhood is. I'll post it on my socials. But before we go, I also wanted to share, bingo, that is my main urbanism channel. I'm super, super proud of that. Building an audience there. I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. This is the Instagram one, but on Instagram, TikTok, you can find me there on LinkedIn, multiple platforms. But if you click there, that QR code, that will take you to my main Instagram. It is Chicago_urbanism.ad. That's Chicago_urbanism.ad. That's where, if you're kind of not, you don't even want to think about buying, or you don't have a property to sell, maybe you're renting, or maybe you're thinking about it down the road, you just want to understand what's going on. I talk about multiple neighborhoods and communities, the urbanism that is that trinity, walking, transit, and biking, and how all 3 of those affect missing middle housing. That's your condos, your townhomes, your 2 to 4 flats. That's my focus. That's my passion. So go there first if you kind of want to get to know me, see the content that I produce out there. Sometimes I go live on there on both TikTok and on Instagram. And of course, if you're ready to make that move, right here, I'm going to keep that on there for a couple more minutes. And as always, you can post in YouTube. You're going to find this on YouTube. I will also put my contact information. I'll have my email. That's the best way to get a hold of me, but you can also text me, and you can also DM me on Instagram or TikTok. So again, this has been Bucktown Lifestyle and Housing. I'm an Antioris AD. Thanks so much for watching.